Hello, my profane friends. I'm going to show you some tax demands in a minute. Well, it's treasonous in it to deal with them, but the most important thing I'm going to do is show you how big this Masonic army is, okay, and what you're dealing with within every town and city. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, my profane friends, look at this demand notice, right? This was stated on the 9th of the 3rd, right? And it's for 987 quid for poll tax. Do you know what I mean? They love keeping us poor, don't they? Do you know what I mean? But and then this one, I don't know when the date. Oh, this one is like in, where is it? Bloody in Great Yarmouth. But they hire the courts out anyway. The courts ain't. They actually rent the room. So I'm going to do a phone call on this to the court, and I'm going to see if I can rent the room. Yeah, so I can do my own court case to take the treasonous Freemasons, you know what I mean, and serve them some notices, you know what I mean? Same as what they're doing here. This is what it is. They're just a corporation doing the same thing. This was done on the 4th of the 4th, 20. Oh no, that's when I've got a repair in court, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know about this one. This is like non-payment and all that bollocks. Do you know what I mean? Now it goes up. Look how they look. Do you know what I mean? All of this money. Look, what is going on with all of that? I don't understand it myself anyway. But at the end of the day, look at the issue date, 9th of the 3rd. They're expecting 987. I've got £1,000. No, I ain't got £1,000. And then they send me this for 400 quid. You know. Well, anyway, they've got no chance of getting a bean out of me, my profane friends. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, let me show you how big this army is, right? Now, if you want to see, I'll put a link in, you know, after I've done this video, I'll put a link in with it anyway. And I'll put a link to my Masonic Increase in Armies. There's like 11 parts to that. And you should watch each and every part, yeah? Because that'll show you exactly what you're up against. It shows you how they shush up crimes, yeah? You know, like they abuse, like, say, 500,000 boys, these scoutmasters, yeah, right across America. But you look in the papers and the news media, you'll see no mention of Freemasonry. Do you know what I mean? Even though all the scoutmasters that were abusing the boys were Freemasons. Do you know what I mean? And I show that in the videos. I think that's like part 6 or part 8 or something, you know. It's got a fleur de piss on the front of the, you know, the video. Do you know what I mean? But this is what I show. But anyway, this is what I'm now going to show you, which is this book here. This is how many lodges there were in 1961, okay? And this doesn't include, this is the like the oh, where's my bloody glasses? Here we are. Right, this, right, yeah, this is for a completely different army, okay? This army is in control of that army, okay? If I make it simple, that red line there, right, is to do with this red book here, okay? So if you imagine, right, in 1961, yeah, okay, because that's 1961, this is how much that Red Army has increased into 1984, okay? So you imagine that, there's their little stripe there, look, right? And now look at the size of the book, okay? That's an increase there, okay? And this is the Supreme Council at 33 degrees. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I showed this the other week, so just look it up. And that goes from the 4th degree, like from Master Mason above, yeah, right up to the 33 degrees, yeah, under the Supreme Council, blah, 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 yeah? So this army here has gone from that little red stripe there to this big massive book here, okay? So how many years that work out to, I don't know. From 1961, look, you know me and my maths, to 1984, that army there has expanded into that, okay? So that's from the 4th degree to the 33 degree. What we're dealing here are Master Masons, fellow craft and all that sort of stuff, you know, provisional lodges and, right? So I'm not going to show you that. I've done this book. You can go and have a look. That's all their silly little lodges and all that malarkey. Now this book is the Masonic Yearbook, okay? And it's got all that, like it alphabetically lists their grand officers, what are in London, their grand assistant grand masters, you know, all the different, you know, their different lodges, okay? But that doesn't include the lodges that are in these books, because that's a completely different lodge. Do you know what I mean? This is doing lodges and chapters, which is completely different to this lot over here, okay? So here we go, my profane friends. Right, here's a list of lodges, look, okay? I'm reading through the bloody phone again. You know what I mean? See, has a Royal Arts chapter attached to it. All of that malarkey. Yeah, these are like the abbreviations. But don't worry about that, my profane friends. We've got a lot more of interest in there. But this is the list of lodges, okay? Now, I can go... Now, I thought, right, and I thought it was here, but it's fucking not. And I could have sworn it was, but it's not. But if I go lodges, look, see? Now, again, I could do the markup, what I did on here, right? And let you do the figuring out, which I will do anyway, because I'm a dumbass, do you know what I mean, when it comes to maths. Right, so that's the lodges, okay? So if I go lodges, look, see all them lodges, look? How many pages is that? I think that goes to here. Look, I've bookmarked it. Yeah, right. So there's the London lodges. So what we're talking about, and you'll have to do the maths because I'm not very good at it, like I keep telling you, my profane friends. So that goes from page 39, okay? And I'll show you some of the lodges there are. Look. See that? I mean, these people are meeting. Look at the meeting times. Look, yeah, second Wednesday. Do you know what I mean? Fourth Tuesday, first Monday, first Thursday. These people never sleep. How many meetings are you having to keep control of your town if you're a profane person? Okay, so this is like, do you know what I mean? How astronomically enormous. Look, the Royal Navy. Look, you know what I mean? This is what I'm saying. They own it all. Pubs, clubs, the lot. Okay, a lot of these are hotels as well. Okay, you know, you got like lodges at philanthropic, you know, like hotels and that, you know, like Duke's Head. Like, yeah, there's one there. Look, where is it? Oh, baby, Duke's Head Hotel, King's Lynn. Do you know what I mean? Shit like that. You know, so a lot of these are the hotels that are owned. But anyway, so this goes from, so we won't count that first page. We'll keep this to this page here. So it goes page 40, okay, and we won't count that one there, to page 242, okay. Right, actually they have, oh wait a minute, let me just see. Oh yeah, that has marked the lodges, thank you. Oh yeah, it has, I thought it was. So that's lodge 1, Lodge 2, Lodge 3, Lodge 4, Lodge 5, Lodge 6. So when we get to the book, there is actually, and here we go, 7,734 lodges. How about that, my profane friends? Now, they ain't going to have them lodges open for like 10 people or 20 people. Do you know what I mean? You've got to times that, even if that was times 10, right? If they had 10 people in each lodge, you times that by 10. And then you've got your numbers, do you know what I mean? But you're talking about 100 men, maybe more. I'm more, you know, like I said, I can't quote it, and they ain't going to tell us their numbers, yeah. But let's just say there's 50 men per lodge, right? That's 7,734 men, lodges, yeah. So times that by 50 men, right? So it's 50 times 7,734, and that'll give you an idea of how many men are within these lodges. But obviously you're looking at a lot more, because like I said, there's chapters within, so you're looking at 12 chapters within each lodge, and if each chapter had 50 men or 25 men, just half it, so you're looking at 25 men. Am I getting it right? Like, so if let's say there's 10 chapters within each lodge and 25 men in each chapter, that gives you the number then. Do you see what I mean? That number astronomically triples itself, if you get what I mean. Yeah, so because there's 7,734 lodges within there, them 7,000, you've got 10 chapters within each lodge. Do you see what I mean? And if there's 25 men within each, hopefully someone can do the sums and the maths, because I can't. But that's all the lodges you're looking at. Look at all them lodges, okay? And that's through the UK, all right? Now, to the next part of this. Now, this is the London lodges, all right? Now, there's 1,632 lodges in London, okay? So you work that out. Again, right, that's lodges, not chapters within. If there's 10 chapters with 25 people in, that goes up astronomically. Do you know what I mean? If men are inside it. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, remember they've got, worship will mark, so that means there's 1,632,000, right? worshipful masters. Okay, there is definitely 100% 1,632 you know, like chaplains, or, you know, all their ranking system. Do you see what I mean? What goes through here? I hope you're understanding this. So there's 1,632 lodges alone in London, and if you've got 100 men in each lodge, yeah, and then say 50 in each chapter, you do the maths of how many men they control within London, the army they control. Do you know what I mean? And I can go on, you know, it goes on at Bromley, you know, it goes all over the place. They're in a place where they're in London, do you know what I mean? Where they, you know, where they've got an army, okay? Now, that's right there, that's all the London lodges, okay? Again, it's a few pages, but London. Now, provisional lodges, okay, in London, okay, there's 4,515, okay, provisional lodges. That's different, you see. Okay, right, because they're not chapters. Provisional lodges are not chapters. That's another lodge, okay, a different type of lodge, okay, right. So there's 4,515. You have to do the maths. You just have to imagine yourself, you know, just keep it simple. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, you can't have all them army ranks, what I give you, right? You know, like the Grand Master, the Secretary, the junior warden, the junior, you know, the warden, the junior warden, the chaplain, and then all the bloody other men what are involved in that. You cannot put a minimum of at least, there's got to be at least 25 people in that lodge. Minimum. I say 50, you know. Minimum, I'll say 25. That's a low number, but that's in the lodges, okay? So in that 4,515 lodges, there's 5 or 10 chapters, and they can be more. They can be 20 to 30 chapters, depending on the building. You could have 10 chapters per building. So you've got 10 times that number. And then you've got to imagine the men that are sitting there within them chapters going through the lodge, you know, having their meetings and all of that bollocks. Do you know what I mean? So that's the provisional lodges, okay? Right. They're all, I'll show you that. That goes all the way up here. Look. Oh, baby. Right. Oh, right there. Provisional lodges, provisional lodges. Take it easy. Take it easy. You know, I'm not a proper cameraman. So wait a minute. Provisional. Ah, there we go. So that's your provisional lodges there. Look. Okay, completely different to the other lodges. All right, okay, we're getting into a bit more of this, right? So you've got to do the maths on that. I can't, yeah. So that's the provisional. Then you've got the district grand lodges for the districts. This is Africa, right? You've got 35 lodges in Africa. Okay, now remember, these are all fucking brothers. Do you know what I mean? Look, 30 Africa, East Africa. There's 33 lodges, yeah? So that's what, 68 lodges in Africa, yeah? Let's see if there's a West Africa. Egypt and Sudan, look, 14 lodges, okay? So you do the maths of how many. Remember, these are all brothers. And when a war breaks out, it's a Masonic war, because they're greedy to themselves. Do you know what I mean? Yeah? Ghana, 32 lodges, okay? 22 lodges, sorry. Natal, wherever that is, 46 lodges. Nigeria, 22 lodges. Orange Free State, 13 lodges. Are you getting the idea of this now? Do you know what I mean? Of how vast these people are within every country, yeah? Ruling every country, whether they're Russian, German, Spain, Spanish, blah, blah, blah. They're controlling and running the town halls, the city halls, you know what I mean, the governments, you know what I mean, all of that, they run it, you know what I mean. Rhodesia, look, 33 lodges. Syria, Leone, 9 lodges, yeah. South Africa, Central Division, 14 lodges. Do you see what I'm saying? They run it all. South Africa, Eastern Division, see, divisions, yeah. When have you heard there's a division? Yeah, a division is in war. Yeah, this division is now going to attack there. That division is now going to attack there. You see, it's an army. Yeah, 42 lodges. Okay. South Africa, Western Division, 36 lodges. You see, this is why they war in Africa and all the rest of the bloody places. 5 lodges. Southwest Africa, Transylvania, 90 lodges. Where the hell's Transvaal? Ain't Transylvania, but there's 90 lodges there, look. Yeah, because it controls the country. Do you know what I mean? Every country. Look, Auckland, New Zealand, yeah? See under New Zealand. Okay, we'll go there in a minute, wherever New Zealand is. Hopefully we'll see it. But Barbados, look, 7 lodges. What's that? See under India, Pakistan, Burma. Look, Bombay, British Guiana, Burma, Canterbury, New Zealand, Ceylon, East Africa, Oh, here we go. Archipelago, 24 lodges. Okay. Egypt and the Sudan under Africa. Gibraltar, 9 lodges. Oh yeah, see, yeah, that's it. When they ain't got a number, us bloody what's the I'm getting it now, baby. Yeah, see they run Hong Kong, look, and South China, 13 lodges. So when you see these wars break out, they go, you know, just as an example, the French are now at war with Germany. That's not, no, it's 2 different Freemason people being greedy. You just got to go, you know, when you see a uniform, you're just not seeing the Masonic apron on. Do you know what I mean? What they do, they're very good at getting profane people to fight wars for them. Do you know what I mean? Come to banners, hey, look, they're attacking us. They give us a load of propaganda, a load of shite, yeah? You know, these people are attacking you. No, the profane are not doing that because the profane don't go to war. They're just like happy living their lives, eating their food, tending to their, their stuff and whatever else. The only people who go to war are the warmongers that want gold, want oil, and all the rest of the bollocks. Do you know what I mean? All that control. And anyway, let's carry on. You know what I'm on about, don't you? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Bengal, 78 lodges. Is that necessary? All these lodges. This is right across the earth. Do you know what I mean? Bombay, 51 lodges. Burma, 17 lodges. Now, you got to admit, right, where we've had a lot of wars, right, there is a lot of war. There is, you know, like in India, you know, 78 lodges. You can see why there's an overkill of it. Do you know what I mean? Because they indoctrinate them into that. Do you know what I mean? Like in Bombay, in all the capitals, you know, Burma, we had a big war there, 17 lodges. You see what I mean? Madras, 37 lodges. Northern India, 20 lodges. Northern India, Punjab, 17 lodges. Jamaica, 17 lodges. Malta, 7 lodges. Okay, now I can go all day on this, right? Newfoundland, 18 lodges. New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand, 17 lodges. Canterbury, New Zealand, 7 lodges. Otago, I don't know where that is, sorry. And Southland, New Zealand, 4 lodges. That must be a little island, I reckon. Right, Western and Nelson, New Zealand, 7 lodges. Wellington, New Zealand, 6 lodges. Nigeria, see, look, Northern India, Orange Free State, Otago and Southland, blah, 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 blah. See all the different ones, but you can see where they got them all. They're in nowhere in the world that these people don't control. British Guiana, 7 lodges. We're nearly there, my profane friends. South America, 11 lodges. See, so South America, you can see where the drugs come through and easy, you know what I mean? Because they go a little funny handshake. Yeah, that'll go through. That's why that Masonic stamp was on them drugs, you know what I mean? Because they're the ones dealing it all. South America, 26 lodges, because that keeps the profane in a state of chaos. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about, making chaos and keeping the, you know, that's where it comes, you know, order out of chaos. So long as the chaos is going, we're in order. Will always be in order, but the profane will always be in chaos because we keep them in chaos. They'll always be striving for something else rather than looking to us, do you know what I mean, and eradicating us out of their lives. Do you know what I mean? We'll keep leeching off them, getting them working, and they think, you know, every 20, 30 years we'll reset it. Do you know what I mean? Which is like, for instance, like they're now dumbing our kids down, so they'd be dumber than what the kids were, say, 20 years ago. Do you know what I mean? Because people back then were like, yeah, you're not doing this to us, you're not doing that. Now people don't do it. They just go, whatever, fucking, and just go along with it. Do you know what I mean? Luckily, we're still on the verge of where we can turn it around, because people do turn around and go, no, we're not having that. And that's why there's a lot of protests. But the people are protesting the wrong thing. They're not looking what's behind it. You know, they're protesting against the police, but you're not protesting against police. You're protesting against the Masonic order. Do you know what I mean? Same as when you protest about social services. You're not protesting against social services. You're protesting against the Masonic order that keeps that chaos going. And when a Freemason needs a baby, or has no baby and can't have a baby, they use the social services to get their baby. Do you know what I mean? Because it's a funny answer. I can do that, mate. And there's a backhand. You know what I mean? A backhander to it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And you look in that industry, how many Freemasons work within that social service industry? It's rife. Do you know what I mean? And that's where they get the babies off the profane, you know, because they're giving you the drugs and they go, oh, you're dealing drugs, right? Fuck that. We'll take your child away from you. Do you know what I mean? And they'll take it and they'll give it to a family that may have picked that child out. Do you know what I mean? Literally saying, I want that child. Can you get it for me and get it put in care? And they'll do everything in their power to get that child in care for them Masonic parents. And that's as fucking simple as that. You know what I mean? If you don't believe me, do the research. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's fucking easy, mate. Anyway, and that's why they have wars, because that displaced children, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? And displaced children, well, you can do whatever you want with them, can't you? No one's going to claim them. Anyway, Bermuda, 4 lodges. Cyprus, 5 lodges. Fiji, 5 lodges. Iraq, 11 lodges. Leeward Islands, 3 lodges. Montreal and Halifax, 3 lodges. Trinidad, 5 lodges. Now, again, this is another thing, right? When people keep opening, like you get people turn up at your, like in your town or your city, and all of a sudden there's a business there, yeah? Right? What is that today? I think the new mayor, like for instance, right, the new mayor of London is from some foreign country, and I don't know, I don't care, you know, I don't give a shit. They're all the same people anyway. They're Freemasons, right? But all he is, right, because it gives that divide, right? Because you go, oh, that's that bloody whoever he is, right? Yeah, whatever he represents, right? So you're looking at that thing that you think he represents, yeah? Say he's like an African or bloody, you know, Chinese, yeah? You go, oh, Chinese man in thingy, he's lived in London. No, he's from bloody, he's working for the Freemasons, but he's been put in place looking like he doesn't work for the Freemasons because he's like this sort of character. Do you see what I mean? But he might, you know, you could put a Punjabi in if they could, because that gives the distraction of that they in control as someone else. Do you know what I mean? And someone else for you to blame and argue over. Do you see what I mean? Because it doesn't matter who they put in that front line, yeah, it's a Freemason regardless. But they'll have people that'll say, oh, it's this, it's that, and they'll give you placebos. Oh, we'll remove him, and then you go, oh, see, they do listen to us. Do you know what I mean? But all they do is just stick another Freemason in there. Do you know what I mean? But that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? And that it don't matter who goes into office, regardless of who the fuck it is, that's a Freemason working for Freemasons. Do you know what I mean? And there's nothing else going into power, because if there was, there'd be a war. They'd be rising up and they'd be going, fuck you, Profane. You're not getting anywhere. And that's the thing. And that's the scary thing, because once it do get to you taking power back from these people, they're going to put you down like they've done every other rebellion. And if you know my posts about, you know, any uprising, just do a Google search, uprising, yeah? All they do, herd them into a big fucking corral and just mow them down with machine guns and all that. Do you know what I mean? And that's all they do. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they'll do to you. You know, you play up, they'll just bomb the whole town. Fuck yeah. Now we've got some control back. That town's not playing up no more. All the people that were all mouthy are all shut up. Obviously, before they bomb the town, all the Freemasons will be moved out. Do you know what I mean? And then all the particular Markans will be on top of the lodges, so they'll all be preserved. Do you know what I mean? And that's how they do it, you know, and they do it all the time. And like I said, when there's threats to that power, they kill them, make an accident. Oh, that Chinaman run him over. Do you know what I mean? But it ain't that Chinaman. That's a Chinaman from a Masonic lodge in another country just doing a favour for the lodge, just to making it look like an accident, you know. But how do you prove it? You can't. I don't know how. I don't know what to do, you know. Anyway, that's that story. But you've got to look at beyond, you know, what things are and what people are. Do you know what I mean? When I see the, you know, I don't know, I'm trying to think who I see. Like on the front page, I see, what's his name? I don't know, is it Blair? Who's it? I don't know who, I don't know that's a woman now, isn't it? I think. Whoever the MP is or the Prime Minister, you know what I mean? I see it, I just think that's a Freemason puppet working for the Yuggle in London. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't, she wouldn't even be standing there. Do you know what I mean? Regardless of who it is, you know? You've got to be working for Freemasonry to be in any type of power within any town or city. Anyway, let's get on with this big army here. Look. This gang, yeah. See, these are all the officers. They're not called for officers. See, these are craft officers, you see. Again, it's a different type of, you know, a different type of part of their army. Do you know what I mean? And again, if you go down at, look, you got, you know, again, it's all lords, dukes and earls, OBE, MBE, sirs. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. And these are rich to do people, yeah? And the grand officers, of course, run your counties or your states. Do you know what I mean? And they make sure they run okay. Do you know what I mean? Because if they don't, there's going to be, you know, do you know what I mean? And this is what it is. There's the, you know, look, there it is, look. See, there's the rankings there, look. And they've all got their own special medals. Do you know what I mean? And there it is. Where you heard of that before? The Grand Inspectorate, right out of Rome, innit? You know what I mean? They tell you, you know, in their own books. You know, it's not, I'm not making it up. Do you know what I mean? It's in their own books. But anyway, the grand officers of the craft, look, and look, look how many there is, look, officers, yeah? Now this is, right there, I'll just stop it. Oh, I did find the end of the page, okay? Hey, oops, stay there, wait there, remember I'm not a professional, my little profane friends. There's your grand officers, okay? So that means, right, and I don't know how many is per page, let's say 50 people a page, 50, no, say 25. No, 50. Yeah, it's got to be 50 there. 50 a page, right? Yeah. And we'll go from here. Look, so it's 385. Okay. Going right up. Oh, wait, I'll go a bit more tonight. That's it. And there it is. Look, grand officers of the craft. Okay. So it goes from 385, okay, to 591. Now, if you say there's 50 on a page, well, let's keep it low, yeah, let's just say 30. No, it's more than fucking 30. No, it's 50's low, I'm telling you. You know what I mean? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. There's more than likely 60 officers on there, to be honest, but you work that out. Yeah, 50 per page, right? So 50 per page, right? So you work out how many pages, 385 to, and we wouldn't do that page, we'll do this one, 590. You work out how many officers there are right across. Do you know what I mean? That army. Now, all them officers have got to have someone below them, and they ain't in charge of just 25 men. They're in charge of hundreds of men. Do you know what I mean? This gang is absolutely, you wouldn't believe it, staggering. Do you know what I mean? Look, MBEs, OBEs, do you know what I mean? Sirs, do you know what I mean? And we're not even talking about Knights Templars and all the rest of the bloody malarkey yet. Do you know what I mean? You think about it, you know, you've got this army here, this is more officers, and these officers here are in charge of these officers. Do you see what I mean? It's mad, isn't it? Mad. Now look, grand superintendents in and over provinces, right? So these are in charge of all of these sort of men. Do you see what I mean? Now we've got the big supreme, you know, the big supreme grand chapters. Do you see what I mean? Look, yeah, and this is why it's painted red. So it's gone from this size to that size. So 1961 to 1985, look, that's like what, tripled in size. You know what I mean? And then, you know, I can go into it again. Look, this is the Royal Arch officers. Look, assistant grand sojourners. Do you know what I mean? So there's sojourners there, like the Enter the Apprentice type thing. Do you know what I mean? Grand superintendents of Lanarkshire, Western Division, Leicester, you know, a division of men. Do you see what I mean? The Eastern Division, the Western Division. Do you see what I mean? Their army, you know, it's all, you know, you put it's just simple names, isn't it? You know, that division there attacked that division there. You know, the West Division attacked the North. Do you know what I mean? And that's it, you know, they're telling you they're an army, you know, and look at it. It's not a small little army we're talking about. We're talking, you know, big ranks within this army. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Big rank and big army. Look at it. Look at the names of it. You know what I mean? These are all the officers, look. And you think they're not in charge of anything? They're not getting paid for this? These are the provisional grand chapters now. These are, look. Yeah. You can go, you know, and I can go on and on, you know, Oxfordshire, Rutland, look, you know what I mean, Surrey, Suffolk, look, 18 chapters in Suffolk. You see what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, I could go through some of these, actually, look, because, look, there's 29 chapters in Staffordshire. Right, well, we'll do some of these, right? We won't go through them all, but I'll just give you an idea, yeah? Because I think that's a bit I should do, really, shouldn't I? Do you know what I mean? You know me, I don't like to brag about Freemasons too much, but today I'll make an exception just for them, right? The list of Royal Arch chapters, yeah, with their numbers on the register of the Supreme Grand Chapter and dates of constitution, yeah. So this little red mark here, yeah, so that has now gone into this, because that's now the Royal Arch chapters, all of this malarkey and all that bollocks. Do you know what I mean? So is their army growing? I don't know. 1961, it was that big, and now in 1984. So what's it like now in 2022? Are we in 2022 or 23? I don't know. Sorry. I mean, it's 2023, I think we're in. I don't know. But if we are, what are the numbers now? Because that's what it was in 1984. So you imagine now, what are the numbers? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, these are the chapters, look. Right, now, again, look, it's naming the chapters and how many there is. So I'm going to go this way first. District chapters. No, it's not district chapters, okay, or provisional chapters. We're talking about just the chapters, okay? Here you are. There's the London. That's got to be here. Yeah, so there's the chapters there. Okay, now again, you can work it out. I don't know how many, you know, just guesstimate it. How many chapters do you think are on there? Look. Oh, does it tell me again? Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it does. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, so there is chapters, okay, Royal Arch chapters. There is 7,583 chapters. Now, how many men do you think these people control? Do you see what I'm saying? And that's nothing to do with their lodges, okay? The chapters are completely different to the lodges, okay? So how many men do you think are in these? You know, again, do your maths. That'll give you an idea of how big and how awesome this army is, yeah? Okay? Now, again, look, here's the chapters, the London chapters, okay? Now, which is nothing to do with the London chapters I did up here, okay? So the London chapters here, look, there's 703. Okay, now because there's 703, that should give you an idea, okay, because in there I believe it was 1,000 something, wasn't it, for the other chapters, yeah, or the London lodges. So this is the internals, look, 703 for London, okay. Let's just do a few. 703, bloody hell, how many pages is that? London chapters, London chapters, London chapters. Right, here we go, provisional chapters. Now there is again, this is the lodges, what are in the lodges, okay? Now, within them lodges, okay, there's 1,574 chapters within those lodges, okay? All right? Provisional chapters, all right? So, again, you do the bloody maths, because I'm not like... right, so you imagine the men that are within all these lodges and chapters. Then we've got the district chapters, which is here, I think, isn't it? Provisional. Wait a minute, here are. Now we've got the district chapters, which are nothing to do with the provisional chapters or the other chapters, yeah? These are chapters that are within the lodges, what I keep going on about, yeah? Now, district chapters, 299, okay? Again, if you think there's only 10 men in each lodge, you're off your rocker, mate. You know what I mean? This army is vast. And then chapters abroad under grand inspectors, because they get inspected, obviously, are 10. Okay? Oh, yeah, we should have just gone to this bloody page. I'd have saved myself a fortune. All that talking I did for nothing. Look. See, London chapters, 700. Well, there you go. Look, subtotal of them is 2,609 chapters. Do you know what I mean? That's all the chapters there. Look. See, they tell you. What an army. How many people can you raise up? And all these men that belong to all these chapters and all these lodges and all these other places, yeah, right? They will stand toe to toe against you, the profane. How many people can you raise up? I can't even raise 2 lots of family. I can't even raise up 12 people, say. Do you see what I mean? These people, they're together, mate, and they will stand toe to toe against you, the profane, the hated profane, because these have got all the power, they've got all the money. Here we go, look, Bedfordshire, this is provisional and district grand chapters and their chapters, okay? So there's those chapters in chapters in chapters, you see what I mean? You've got to look at it like layers, yeah? Or planes, you know what I mean? That's what they like to talk about, planes, different layers, do you know what I mean? Because all these men are getting trained all the time, yeah? And it's over and over and over again, you know what I mean? From when the first entered apprentice go, he then goes to sojourner, and then he starts learning the entered apprentices. Do you see what I mean? Because that's like, you know, it keeps him up to speed on what they're doing. And then you get the master masons will help the sojourners and the fucking thing, the entered apprentices. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, and they give some, they're getting trained all the time, and as they go up and up and up and up, do you know what I mean? Anyway, there we go. Look, Bedfordshire, 11 chapters. Berkshire, 19 chapters. Bristol, 10 chapters. I know someone from Bristol, so I'll go like that. Go slow on there. You know what I mean? And then we've got Buckinghamshire, look, 22 chapters. Cambridgeshire, 9 chapters. Cheshire, 114 chapters. Madness, isn't it? Madness that they've been able to do this, and not one of us. 21 chapters in Cornwall. I'll just go through a few, but again, I did. They just told us what it is. Look, 19 chapters. Derbyshire, 17. What does that say there? Devonshire, 49 chapters in Devonshire. Dorset, 13 chapters. Durham, 55 chapters. Where's bloody Durham? Do you know what I mean? It must be rife round there, Berry. Where's there no... I want to know where there's no chapters so I can move somewhere and be happy. You know what I mean? Gloucestershire and Hertfordshire, 14 chapters. Hampshire and Isle of Wight. Oh yeah, my friend in the Isle of Wight, he'd be interested in that. No wonder you're stuffed, mate. You know what I mean? 57 chapters, mate. Fucking hell. On the Isle of Wight. Do you know what I mean? Oh, baby. Oh, I feel sorry for you, mate. Yeah, Isle of Man, 6 chapters. Jersey, 3 chapters. Kent, there's 80 chapters. No wonder there's a lot of gangsters come from out of Kent. What? Look at that. Lancashire, Eastern Division. The Eastern Division, not the West and all that bollocks. There's 93 chapters. So you go figure. And I don't, you know, and I can go on this all day long, you know what I mean? That don't mean these are just numbers, but you can imagine, you know, they're all the same. Do you know what I mean? 15 chapters. That don't matter where you go. Staffordshire, Nottingham, look. Do you know what I mean? They're everywhere. Everywhere. And it's a frightening thing. Like I said, go watch my Masonic Increasing Armies, yeah? I'll show plenty of this, yeah? Not to, you know, not what I'm showing you other books, do you know what I mean? In different dates and time, you know? Look, Surrey, 90 chapters. Suffolk, 18 chapters. That's close, that's next door to me. So they can call 9. So Suffolk next door there, where I'm in Norfolk, do you know what I mean? They can call out another 18 chapters, do you know what I mean, into this town and take over it. Do you know what I mean? Sussex, 52 chapters. South Wales, Eastern Division. You know what I mean? This is our Eastern Division, and they will attack the West. Anyway, 20 chapters. Wales, North Wales, 22 chapters. You know, and it goes on and on and on. Better look for Scotland, or there'll be bloody riots, wouldn't there? Yorkshire, West Riding, look, 74 chapters. Woohoo, baby. You know what I mean? And Yorkshire and East Riding, there's 40 chapters, look. Do you see what I mean? And it goes on, you know. And then again, we're going to the district grand chapters, which is again like Africa, Ghana, Natal. Do you see what I mean? And I can go on and on and on. This is their army. Do you know what I mean? I haven't made none of this books up or nothing like that. Do you know what I mean? Again, look, the grand. Again, this is for the Royal Arch. Okay. Again, nothing to do with the other chapters, all right, or the other lodges. Okay. And look at this. Look, these are all the grand officers. Look. So I mean, you can go on and on. Look, all these officers. These are all the grand officers of the Royal Arch. Look, these are all officers in an army. Okay, remember that. And there's gone Jamaica, New Zealand. Oh, I better do Australia if it's there. It's not in here, is it? It doesn't matter. But you know, it's just everywhere, isn't it? It doesn't matter where you are, where you go. Grand officers of the Royal Arch, alphabetically arranged. You know what I mean? Again, that'll be, look, Brigadier. See what I mean? All army. Look, Major General, Sir Alan. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. Colonel Cecil C. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they are. They are the army. Yeah. And when they rise up, they're going to use the army against you. And the army is supposed to defend you. Do you know what I mean? But they're going to use that army because people in armies take orders. Do you see what I mean? And we only got to just think of what, you know, Mr. H did, you know, back in 1942 or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But there you go, you know, look, Lieutenant Colonel, look, who do you think, now if there's a private there, who are they going to take orders from? The Lieutenant Colonel. They ain't going to listen to you, a little profane you know, nobody. Do you know what I mean? Because even in the army, they've been trained to be brothers, you know, to their unit. You know, look, colonel, major, whatever. You know what I mean? Look, the Right Honourable Lord, KBE. Do you see what I mean? You know, this is the army, what you're dealing with, you know, and it goes on and on and on. You know, lords, dukes and earls, and the people, sadly, that are the privates and the lieutenants within the army are going to listen to these people because they're majors, look, you know what I mean, and all of that. Look, I don't know what this means, but as Air Vice Marshal Sir Stanford. So he's an air marshal. Do you think when the plane go, who are they going to listen to? They're going to listen to you or a private or a sergeant? No, they're going to listen to the Vice Marshal, yeah, of the Air Force. Do you know what I mean? Look, Right Honourable Earl. Do you see what I mean? He's Brigadier Sir. Do you know what I mean? It's just never ending, mate. You know, and like I said, I've done this many times. Just go look at my, you know, my Masonic Increasing Army videos. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you for nothing. You've got to understand. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, look. Who's gonna look? His Honour Judge George Maddox. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. This is all. You know, these are judges. Look, Major Sir Donald. Do you know what I mean? See, Captain B.A. Melenda, Lieutenant Colonel, Captain J.C. Do you see what I mean? This is an army, yeah, within an army. Our army is infiltrated by this army. Do you see what I mean? And all the people that are going to give the commands to shoot are these buggers, these people. And when they do rise up, because they ain't going to let you take control, they ain't going to let you take no power. You're fucking nothing, mate. None of you. You're all profane cattle. Yeah, Lieutenant General Sir Rodney. You look at all them bloody things behind him. Lieutenant Colonel Tom, OBE. Do you see what I mean? Brigadier. Do you know what I mean? And they're all, what can I say, synthesised with each other. Do you know what I mean? Or, you know, look, Reverend Canon of Stafford, Stafford or whatever the fuck, I don't know. It's just nightmare. But this is your army, you know. This ain't me. I haven't printed none of this up. It's nothing to do with me. You know, these are Grand Lodges of the Royal Grand Officers. Do you know what I mean? All of these, that goes on and on and on. Do you know what I mean? Look. All the just the few I've read out, you know what I mean? And again, it's gone Burma and all that bollocks. You know what I mean? Right, now watch this. I'll show you again what we got here. I've marked this. Yeah, this is the Irish lodges. I know I've just been seeing a lot of people from Ireland doing their bit for the old Freemasons, which is I love. But I'll just show you, if I can, what you're up against in Ireland. London chapters of instruction, janitors, grand janitors. Look, they've even got janitors that sweep the floor, and they're grand. Look, Major J, and even he's a major. I don't know if that work out like that, but do you know what I mean? Even the old janitors, like Hong Kong Phooey, if anyone remember that cartoon, even they're bloody janitors that get, you know. Look, Grand Lodge of Ireland, yeah. Here's your Grand Masters, look. And there you go, look. The Right Honourable Earl, see? Never changed. Major Thomas, Honourable Mr. Justice. Mr. obviously is the courtman, and he in the courts and all that. Numerical list of lodges and the register of the Grand Lodge of Ireland. See? So that's all like, you know, they're all connected. There's no, you know, it's just a Game of Thrones to them. And oh, again, look, again, sorry. So how many are in Ireland, right? So we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, so to Ireland, right there. And we've got Scottish lodges as well. Oh, nightmare. I'll do the Scottish lodges as well, just for my Scottish profane people. Irish lodges, right, Grand Lodge of Scotland. Oh, that's it. Okay, so what we're talking here is like, it goes from 1 to, how many lodges are in Ireland? And remember, that's not the chapters, my profane friends. There's 1,016 lodges in Irish lodges. The Grand Lodge of Scotland, and I'll give you that as well, look, Grand Master Mason, Deputy Grand Master, blah, 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 look, is again, look, the Right Honourable Earl, because that's what you're dealing with. Earls, Lords, Dukes and Earls, yeah? Look, Lord Bruce, yeah? Do you see what I'm saying? Because this is all it is. It's just a Game of Thrones, yeah? And this is Lords, Dukes and Earls that control everything. Anyway, here we go, look. Mother Killywin, the Lodge of Edinburgh, blah, blah, blah. And it go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the Scottish lodges goes up to 15 no, 1,572 lodges in Scotland. The Dominion Grand Lodges, Dominion, yeah, Dominion. What's a Dominion? I don't know, but it sounds dodgy as hell. Yeah, Dominion Grand Lodges, again, which has nothing to do with all of them bloody lodges. Albert and Callaway, 1905, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And there you go. I don't know what a Dominion Grand Lodge is, but it sounds dodgy as hell. If there's anything to do with the Dominion on Star Trek, if anyone used to, I think it was a Dominion on Star Trek, something like that, or whatever. But there you go, look. New Zealand, Prince Edward's Island, Quebec, you know, they're everywhere, isn't it? It's just the Masonic army, mate, and it's huge. Now, this is, I don't know if I'm going to read all of these to you, but this is like outstanding Masonic events, look. Yeah, what they're responsible for. This is like now in the 1700s, yeah, going up to the 1800s, okay? So I'll read a few out for you. Grand Lodge convened, Anthony Sayer, Grand Master. God knows who these are. Book of Constitutions published. His Royal Highness, look, His Royal Highness Frederick Lewis, Prince of Wales, initiated. So that's when he got initiated into the lodge, look, in 1737. Okay, see? His Royal Highness Edward Augustus, Duke of York, and His Royal Highness William Henry, Duke of Gloucestershire, initiated 1766. Do you see what I'm saying? So all these Freemasons are looking after all these royalties. And here it is, look, that's all the way down here. Look, I can't keep going through it all. Look, His Royal Highness, His Royal Highness, His Royal Highness, His Royal Highness. You see what I mean? Look at that. Yeah, a marble statue of the Duke of Sussex, executed by Brother E.A. Bailey. Royal Arch by vote of the Grand Lodge, placed in Freemasons Hall and unveiled the 29th of April, 1846. See? Yeah, again, look, the Earl of New Zealand, look. Oh, girls' school, look. Yeah, Masonic Girls' School, look, dedicated on the new building for the Masonic Girls' School at Wandsworth Common by the Earl of Zetland, GM Grand Master. Wandsworth, isn't it? Yeah, Wandsworth Common. Again, look, HM Queen Victoria became patroness of the Masonic Boys' School. See what I mean? It's all to do with Lords, Dukes and Earls. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing, look. Or His Royal Highness Albert Edward, Prince of Wales, KG, afterwards King Edward V. He was initiated in 1868. See? There we go, look. Dukes, Lords and Earls, and that's all they do. Became chief patroness of the Masonic Girls' School. Oscar II, King of the Sweden and Norway, KG, appointed past Grand Master. Celebration at the Royal Albert Hall under the chairmanship of His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, KG, GM, of the centenary of the Royal Masonic Institute for Girls. Amount of contributions, £51,500 on the 7th of June in, I don't know, but the date must be in 18. So you imagine that money in 1890, right? £51,000 was put into that. You know what I mean? In 1890, look, between 1888 and 1890. You imagine that money today, how much that was? £51,000. You know what I mean? Whoa. And this is the sort of money, and this money hasn't gone. They still own all this wealth. Do you know what I mean? They own it all. They just keep us living like peasants. Do you know what I mean? Look, again, look at this. Look, this was in 1898. Yeah, see what the value is today, and you're talking £141,000. Baby, you know what I mean? So you think about the money what that costs today. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, this is back in the day. This is outstanding Masonic achievements or Masonic events. Yeah, so back in 1898, they were dealing with like £141,000. Do you know what I mean? Madness, isn't it? Do you see what I'm saying? What these people do, and the money they own everything. Do you know what I mean? And everything they've won is all for these people, and they keep these people in charge because that's what runs it, you know, say the lizards or whatever you want to call them, you know. Look, there's the Duke of Connaught, look, who's on King Edward, you see what I mean, all the kings and the queens, you know what I mean. Freemason War Hospital, that appointed, right, where is it? Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, there, Freemasons War Hospital, afterwards Freemasons Hospital and nursing home, see, because they want to do away with the war, because the war ain't good, is it? Association with Freemasonry, but that's who fights all the wars. They're fighting amongst themselves. Right, and again, you just see it, look, it's all royals, lords, dukes and earls, look, and I can go on and on and on. Let's get up a bit dated here if we can. What are we in here, look? Oops, sorry, gone out of focus. 1926, look, 27, still all royals and all the bollocks, do you know what I mean? 1951, let's get it a bit, so it's like, yeah, I think that's coming to the end of that. Let's have a look. Special grants by Grand Lodge. I don't know what special grants mean. Oh yes, the money they're giving her in it, yeah. Whoop. So special grants have been given of it for different, you know, for whatever, look, to the Masonic Lifeboat Fund, Chicago Relief Fund, Fund for the Relief of Famine in Persia, Bengal famine. Do you know what I mean? They do all this charity, but it just covers their shit, man. Silver wedding gift of His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales. Afterwards, Queen Alexandria in 1888. I don't know who the friggin' hell that is. But, you know, again, look, it's all royals. This is what the Freemasons look after, basically, the elite. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. Masonic grants by Grand Lodge and Grand Chapters. You know what I mean? There's their money that they fucking spill about, but it's bit above and beyond what I fucking know. That is all that Moloch. So it goes to 1958. It doesn't go beyond that. Do you know what I mean? But HM Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, opened the new Wakefield wing of the Royal Masonic Hospital and attended the dedication of the hospital chapel. Her Majesty was received by the Right Honourable the Earl of Scarborough, KG, GM, President of the hospital, 10th of December. Do you see what I mean? And that's all it is, all to do with them, you know. This is why you try and find a plaque, right? You know them plaques what are around in your town and all that? You try and find someone who's profane. You ain't going to find no one. The only people with a plaque in your town that are honoured are something to do with Freemasonry. Do you know what I mean? But there you go. I hope you've, you know, it's woken your eyes up a little bit how big this army is. Do you know what I mean? His Royal Highness the Duke. These are obviously outstanding Masonic events. They were outstanding. I mean, not extending. Next time I'm going to give you a little butch at this book. I've done a few bookmarks on it, of course, because I'm pretty cool like that, just for you guys. You know what I mean? And we'll go through the almanacs. And this is a special book because there's only a few printed. You won't get this no more, I'll tell you. New England Anti-Masonic Almanac, yeah, for the year of our Lord 1830. How wonderful. You know what I mean? Like I said, this is a special edition. You can't buy this or get this anymore. Do you know what I mean? But it's got some right good stuff in here, baby. You know what I mean? My profane friends, like this, look. You don't look happy, do you? Getting his throat fucking cut. Look at that, baby. Robbers or pirates than religion and charitable society. You know what I mean? Don't worry, we're getting all into this. That does the different grips and that. Do you know what I mean? And all the different niceties of being a Freemason. Do you know what I mean? And it gives the little secrets away as well. You know, the little skulls in there for nothing neither. But I'll give you the little, you know, like the little sessions here. Look, some of their signage and things like that. Look. You know what I mean? This is made by, see, it's a Royal Arch Mason, see, with his hands up there, right? That's to stop the temple falling in on your head. Do you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, I'll tell you what else I've got. I've got the rest of that court footage. And the geezer does a Masonic bloody, I'll tell you, I've got to show you. I'll do it later, right? I'll put this up first and then I'll do it later. It's unreal, mate, I'll tell you. Anyway, this is by the lock and the fingers. See, this is where they tap the feet, yeah, and go, do you know what this is? Yeah, and they go, no, you tell me what it is. And then someone go, this is the beginning, and then this is, and then you tell me what it is, and they go, this is the end, and then it's the alpha and the omega and all that bollocks. But that's what that is. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, well, I'll show you. There's all different, you know, grips and different things. Obviously, we all know that one, don't we? Bloody hell, hey baby! But I'll show you them all anyway. They've got them all here. Look, do you know what I mean? We'll get into this. Do you know what I mean? and I'll show you. There we go. Shh. That's the shush sign. You know what I mean? Yeah, they won't shush me up. Well, they can and they will whenever they feel like it, because that's what Freemasons have the power to do. There's that hand grip, yeah, right there, and then you squeeze your hand on that one. Do you know what I mean, baby? I know them. You know, but there you go. And obviously that one, we all know that one. It looks like a mullock, innit? But we'll know. We'll read through it, and we'll go through into this. The almanac of anti-Masonic. We won't do the Masonic almanac, I don't think, but we'll see what the vote go like. Do you know what I mean, my profane friends? It's getting dark in here anyway. Have a great day, and remember, I love you all, and it's all good. Do you know what I mean? There we go. But remember, these people are meeting on a weekly basis, and you've read that in the book here. They're meeting. Look at this army. Look at the lodges. Do you know what I mean? This army is astronomically huge. So that little red line there in the book, yeah, you see that? In 1961, we're now doing a time warp, right up to 1984, and that's that red little line is now spread to that size book. Their army is not decreasing. Their army is expanding exponentially. Okay, my profane friends, I'll leave it there. Have a great day, and remember, I love you all. And we will get these, we'll have a bit of fun at court, because I'm going to turn up at court on the 4th, yeah? And we'll put them in their place. Do you know what I mean? I'll show you how it's done when you get poll taxed by a defraudal company, because they're trying to do me, you know, what they're trying to do, they're not even using the English language. Do you know what I mean? They're using like syntax and all that bollocks. You know what I mean? But we'll throw one on and we'll turn up at court on the 4th. We'll be cameras ready. You know what I mean? Well, I'll do a phone call first. I'll ring them up and I'll do a bit of spiel, and then we'll go down and visit them, you know, before the court case. And then when the court case comes up, yeah, because obviously they're just renting the room just to extort money out of me. That's why, you know, like they say, oh, you better send some money here. No, I ain't sending nothing to you guys. But anyway, that's why they're trying to do, extort money out of me, because they're treasonous people. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, my profane friends, have a great day, and remember, I love you, berries.